Hey everyone, it's Robyn Cavallaro. You know, I'm a realtor here in Florida, and today I have a video for you all about the hidden costs of buying a home here, what catches you off guard. And I'm going to do it. You're going to see me here, and I'm going to stroll around Eastport. So you can take a look at that while I'm going over all the things you need to know about buying a home here. But before I get started, you want to make sure you get my book on Amazon. Everything you need to know about buying, selling, living here, where the hospitals are, where the restaurants are. There's a little quiz in there to find out what color your loofah is. Tongue in cheek, that's a joke, but it is in there. So make sure you get that book on Amazon, buy it for a friend, and all right, we're gonna hit it. All right, so now here, I was here last night. Gosh, it was gorgeous. They had all the lights lit. This is Sunset Island. So what I want to talk about, you know, we have these town squares and anyone can use them. This is something that gets developed before, you know, they started building homes, but then they start to build the amenities to go with it. And this isn't part of an amenity fee, but this is something that you can use and it's open to the public. But one of the big things that catch people off guard and what you need to know, she's on a campus tour with me, but I told her that she could come and watch the magic happen. I'm telling everybody you're on a video.
Oh,
you're on a chat. Say hi to Diana. All right.
I'm on TV.
All right, so the bond is kind of like the developer's IOU. So they develop the land, they put the infrastructure, they start to put the golf courses, the pool, the pickleball courts, the rec centers, and all of that, and it's paid for with a bond. So the bond is amortized over 30 years. All the bond amortization schedules can be found on districtgov.org. You just need to know the lot number and you can find out what that is. But make sure, no matter who you're working with, if you're working with MLS or with a Villages sales associate, that you ask them what the bond is so you're not surprised. Because I've had plenty of buyers tell me, oh, I didn't know there was a bond. And you need to know that. There is a bond, except on the older homes, they've been paid off. So down here, the newer homes have a bigger bond. For example, a $400,000 home might have a $50,000 bond on it. Patio villas, you're talking $28,000. So it's an added expense to your taxes. There is an interest rate associated with it and an admin fee, but you pay it back over time. You would have to talk with a financial planner to see if it makes financial sense for you to pay it off. Everyone's situation's different. All right, what you're looking at here, this is the Olympia Sport Pool. I'm not sure what that is. That looks like it's got meeting space. And up there, that's part of the Welcome Center. They have a coffee shop there. And I guess you can get some pastries, I heard are pretty good. That straight across there is the pavilion where they'll have the entertainment, and it's really large. It kind of looks small from here, but it's there last night with all the lights on, and definitely looks a lot bigger. And eventually at some point you'll be able to sit over here and watch the entertainment. That's a Hotel Eastport. There's a Mediterranean restaurant going in there. Super cool. Everything looks so nice, and it's got that mid-century modern feel. It's really nice. Okay, so we went over the bonds. The next thing that you're gonna find that people are not aware of is the CDD. So we are not a homeowners association. We have community development districts. So they kind of act like an HOA in the fact that they maintain the common areas. So the retention ponds, you know, they change out the flowers, those types of things. They maintain the common areas within your district, your little city, but you maintain everything for your own home. You have to pay for the roof. You have to pay for your landscaping. In HOAs, you'll find that trash and cable are included. That's not the case here. Everything you pay for on your own. I got to switch hands here because the phone, believe it or not, does get heavy. Sorry, dropped my notes. So the CDD district maintains everything in your district. The CDD is different in every area. So some places it could be $700 a year, it could be $350 a year. And that's paid on your tax bill. And if you have any questions about any of these things, you know I'm a phone call away. My number, probably gonna put it down here at the bottom now since I'm using this picture-in-picture feature. Look at that. I know I'm gonna get a lot of oohs and ahs, or complaints. Eastport makes Sumter Landing look old now. I'm sorry, it just does. This is just, they outdid themselves down here at Eastport. All right, we continue with the CDD. Again, so we're not a homeowners association. There are CDD districts and you pay, everyone has a CDD except in the historic side where the manufactured homes are, there's no CDD. And that keeps your common areas within your district looking nice and pretty. All right, I'm gonna keep walking here because there's a lot to see. Oh, also, that's another question that comes up. The CDD is not something that goes away. You're always gonna have that. All right, switching hands again. All right, so now we're getting closer to the little center here. And you know, they've put some really cool features out here, some sculptures that are pretty interesting. And if you're in town, you might want to just come and take a walk around and just see what is going on down here. They've opened this up. You see where that little lighthouse looking thing is there. That's been closed off for the longest time and they finally opened it up. So that's a welcome center. That's where if you purchase a new home, you're gonna get your ID here. If you're picking up a lifestyle pass, you'll get that down here. If you're south of 44, we're in this Eastport corridor, and guest passes. All right. So we covered that amenity fee. I know I hear everyone say, oh, what's the HOA? I have to pay, that's $199 a month. It's an amenity fee. And what the difference is, the amenity fee pays for you to have fun, pays for you to golf on the executive courses, it pays for the pickleball courts, the tennis courts, the recreation centers, all those things for you to use. That's per household. Every household must pay for it. It's not something, I've got this question in the past, can I buy an amenity pass for the day? And you cannot. They're only available for residents, resident guests. If you're a renter, you can get a lifestyle pass or a resident, non-resident ID. So you can participate in all the activities and everything that's about the village's lifestyle. So that's $199 a month. No matter what, you're stuck paying that. And you'll see in the MLS listings, I know I'll get this, it'll say there's a monthly or an annual maintenance fee, and it usually $2,300 and something dollars. It's the $199 times 12. And if you've looked at an MLS listing, you probably know what I'm talking about. But again, if you have any questions, I'm here to answer them. All right, we're gonna continue on. Now I heard there's supposed to be a soft opening sometime around Christmas. I was here last night and Prime and Ember were having a training session, so there are people in there doing some work, so I would assume that that's going to open up pretty quickly. And there's a lot of construction going on here. There's a ton of parking here, so behind these buildings, just like in the other squares, you're gonna find parking for cars. And on the main street, when you first walk in, the only thing there are golf cart parking, so that's pretty sweet. I'll probably take in my cart down here since I had to sell my mic to Sylvie. I didn't have to sell it, but I did. So now I have a golf cart. All right, so one of the other things that buyers get caught off guard are with the taxes. And understanding the taxes, I gotta get away from this music. back. I had to get away from that music so I don't have a copyright problem with YouTube. All right, so let's talk about taxes. Now, this is Main Street, Eastport. We'll get back to taxes in a moment. So this section of the Villages is in Sumter County, but it's Wildwood tax base. So our tax rates are a little bit higher here. We have 3, 4, 5, 6 different tax rates. So we have Sumter County, which is the least expensive. Then we have Sumter Wildwood, a little bit more. We have Marion County, and Lake County has 3 different tax codes. Ask your realtor which tax rate you're in, just so you know, and they can figure out your taxes when you buy a new home. Now, I will tell you, Sumter County has locked us out. We can no longer compute sales tax. Jesus, what am I talking about? I can't compute new property taxes for Sumter County. I guess they were having a problem with people putting the information in and then it not being 100% accurate, so then they get upset. But what I've done is my web designer is working on recreating something similar. So you can go right to my website and put in the county and the section that you're in, the selling price, and you also will be able to plug in the bond and the CDD, and you can figure out what your taxes are. I know, it's pretty sweet. I'm excited about that. She's working on that right now. All right, so then we have, so like between the 6s all the way up to Spanish Springs, almost all the way up Buena Vista is Sumter County. Once you cross over 44, you're typically in Sumter Wildwood, so that's a little bit higher tax rate. Newell, Dabney, and Lake Denham. Now that's the furthest south and east. You're talking, that's a very high tax rate. That's Lake Leesburg. Then Pine Ridge, which was built in 2015. It's off of Morse Boulevard. That's the, I don't know, that Fruitland Park, that's a Fruitland Park tax, but Lady Lake too, those tax bases have gone up. Now I know Sumter County, our taxes went down a little bit, so take it for what it's worth. And also homestead exemption. This is another thing that catches people off guard. Homestead exemption is going to save you between maybe $500 and $800 a year on your taxes. You're not going to go on a world cruise with that savings. You have to be a Florida resident. You have to be a Florida resident by January 1st to take advantage of homestead exemption for the next year. I'm going to get hit by a car here. I just make up my own rules. Probably shouldn't be walking in the middle of the street. All right, I'm just gonna walk down here. This is just Welcome to Eastport. It's not Welcome to Eastport, but they have this marquee out here. It looks like a 1950s movie theater. I just can't wait for them to fill this all up. So when you're looking to buy a home here, you wanna make sure you ask all the questions possible. If you're not sure what to ask, I want you to check out this buyer's guide. I'm going to put it in the description box below. It's available on my website. It has everything you need to know about the buying process here, everything you should know. And if you have any questions, like I said, I'm always just a phone call away. Text me, email me. All right, we're almost done here. I hope you enjoyed this tour of Eastport. And maybe I'll come back at night when I set up my camera and do another video. But this is super sweet. There we go. Well, I'm gonna walk in the middle of the street here again. Well, that's it. Thank you very much for watching this episode, all about things that buyers need to know that catch them off guard when they're buying a home here in the Villages, Florida. My name's Robyn Cavallaro. I'm a realtor here. You're about to buy or sell a home, you know, call me. I'm your girl. Check out my website. Make sure you, even if you're selling, I do have a seller's guide there as well. And I have my home condition scorecard that you can fill out so we can figure out what's the best price for your home to get a buyer fastest and money in your pocket. All right, I gotta go catch up with Diana, take her around, hopefully find her a home. So until next time, I'll see ya.